Hi again, everybody. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. How are you? Thank you for the last video. I haven't said anything because I'm still processing it. Just made a donation. Sorry, it's no biggie. If my work situation gets safer, I'll start making bigger ones. This time, for work-related reasons, I wish to remain anonymous. In the last years, I had to rebuild my whole life and career. Not only did I finish a very abusive relationship, I moved to another country, changed careers, and I'm now working in hospitality. On top of that, I have recently done no contact with my family and also rethought my friendships. So I got this new job as a hotel receptionist, and I was pretty relieved. Apart from my personal issues, I had been struggling with job insecurity for years, with financial problems for even more years. The reception is a good place to start because you learn a lot, and there are lots of opportunities for promotion, so I was glad. Hopefully, but at the same time, unable to erase that fear. As we all know, people like us are somehow likely to be bullied by narcs at work. So always has been my case. I have been the victim of bullying my whole life, so whenever I get into a new group situation, even if I try to fight it, I already go with fear. I'm already going to tell you off the bat, the hotel and hospitality industry is full of narcissists. It's a revolving door industry. Nobody ever stays at a hotel because it's thankless, it's backbreaking, and this stuff is typical. However, most of my colleagues seemed nice and calm. Most of them had families, so they were not very competitive, rather focused on their personal lives. There was one exception, the mackerel from hell. I wish to call him like this because he's very tall, skinny, pale, and dried up like a mackerel. Ugly as can be. He is my age, but he has been a receptionist for 10 years, so he has a lot of experience. All right, so what he is a shark. And what a shark is these people who stay in these revolving door type jobs for years and years and years, because the only way you survive like that is to be a backstabbing shark. Like, it's very popular at cosmetic counters, in sales jobs, and stuff like that. Normally there's a revolving door of help and a couple of sharks that have been there forever that swoop up all the sales and make all the problems. Okay, and then everybody's afraid. All the management is afraid of these people because they've been there for so long and they don't want to lose their sales and yada, yada, yada. That's what goes on here. So you're in an industry where they're going to find narcissists. If you want to find narcissists in retail, in hospitality, look for people who stay in staff level jobs for years and years and years when other people are either revolving out the door, finding other workplaces, or getting promoted. Those are the people you need to be careful of. He's my age, but he's been a receptionist for 10 years, so he has a lot of experience, and he's competitive, and he's very competitive. How someone that competitive can remain in the same position for that many years is beyond me, but oh well. I just told you how, because they're narcissists, and that's what they do, and they're sharks, and the way a shark survives is to destroy everything and eat everything around it, even other little sharks. He was hired at the same time as me, but immediately started bossing me around, telling me what to do without me asking for it, and making negative remarks about my work. Neither my other colleagues nor my supervisors did it. Overall, everyone gave me a lot of space and told me I had been doing a good job. But this guy wouldn't stop, and he obviously wanted to get a promotion at my expense. Once I tried to explain to him that I didn't agree with one of his remarks, but he just responded aggressively, telling me things like, "Why do you justify yourself? And you are always so nervous when someone criticizes you." However, after this argument, he kind of backed down and started acting like a supervisor in more covert ways. I do know, for example, that he made bad comments about me to my boss, who mentioned it as being something completely normal. So I was wondering if someone made him the boss and didn't tell me, but apparently not. No, nobody made him the boss, but he'll act like the boss, and the bosses don't have the balls to stand up to him. See, it'd be easier to get rid of you than him because you're quiet, you'll go away quietly, and him is going to cause problems. See, even jobs will sacrifice the victim instead of the narcissist because it's easier to get rid of the victim than the narcissist. The real issue for me starts when I see that this guy tries to charm everyone and succeeds. I hear him laugh in the back with others, and I have shivers. He's a classic narc, changes personality according to the person he's talking to. He's constantly making connections and sucking up to people who make decisions. I am not like that, and I am afraid people don't like me much because I am just myself. Half introvert, half extrovert. Sometimes I just don't have the energy to be making connections. But I guess this is a big negative in these kinds of jobs where everything is about personal interaction. There are a couple of other minor issues at work. In the meantime, like I established my boundaries with a couple of people who were occasionally rude to me, and the word was spread that I had a strong character. Apparently, this is a bad thing. So most of my supervisors went on holidays, and sometimes I was stuck working with the mackerel from hell. This many tried to be the boss and say things like, "Do you want to go on lunch break now?" Which is in and of itself not so bad, but adding to the other stuff is super annoying. This was the case the day when the shit hit the fan. I was working with the mackerel from hell, and he was having and was having enough of his shit. I already adrenalized and mad and was trying to control myself and frustrated. Suddenly, a girl that works in housekeeping department came up and asked me for something. I was on my computer solving the problem with her when the mackerel from hell called her and, as always, tried to impose himself in my work, totally dismissing me and not even letting me talk. I was not up to it and tried to let him know that I got the issue under control. But he gave me another command that I don't remember, so I answered, "Don't talk to me like that." The guy's face turned even more pale than normal, his eyes wide open, as he said violently, "Yes, I do talk to you like that." I said, "No, no, no," and went outside for a minute to calm down. That's when then I went to my boss's office and only saw his wife who works with him. I wanted to tell the episode calmly and explain that something had to be done, but instead I just started crying convulsively and couldn't stop. I wanted to, but I was having some kind of meltdown. I had to go to the bathroom, and I stayed in there for an hour or so, just waiting for it to pass. But it wouldn't pass, and I knew that everyone knew I was crying for hours. I talked to my boss and was able to explain the situation better. I told him all I wanted was to be respected like everyone else, and was able to continue working with him if he respected to me. The mackerel, however, managed to put everyone on his side. The girl from the housekeeping department said she saw nothing, and another dude was there, said the same. So in the end, it was me who passes off as a lunatic who can't control herself. Everyone likes him. He is so loving. And I'm just the crazy baby. Obviously, no one would understand the true explanation about my meltdown if I told them. Being a victim for years and not being able to change it as hard as I try. So I have to stick with, I don't know why, but I think I had a nervous episode, which makes me come off as someone who doesn't know how to deal with shit. Recently, I was supposed to get my permanent contract, as my boss had promised me would happen after 3 months. He had always been good. He has always been giving me good reviews and saying it would happen. But at the last minute, I got a temporary one instead of 1 month. In the meeting, he told me this. The boss basically repeated the critiques that the mackerel had been making me. Not smiling enough to clients is the biggest one. Which means the mackerel managed to convince him that I was not a good employee. He also said that none of the others had seen the mackerel being abusive to me, and basically hinted that I was emotionally unstable and that I had a problem. I cried again and was super mad at myself for not being able to control my emotions yet again. But this is all so damn unfair. So I am now under huge pressure to win this job back. You're not winning the job back. It's too late. It's too late. They've already made the assessment, okay? They know this guy, what this guy is, but it'd be too difficult to get rid of him. You're the easier target. When you do this stuff at work, the people that witness it always say they never saw shit. They don't want to get involved, yada, because they don't want to deal with that wrath because the boss isn't going to be around. And those people probably already figured out the boss ain't going to do shit about it. The boss ain't going to do shit about it. I'm very mad at myself for not being able to control my emotions because this can cost me my job. But also, especially for always being the fucking target for people and not being able to properly defend myself. If I am fired, he wins, I lose. No, you don't, because hospitality is a shitty job. It'll drive you crazy, and hospitality jobs are usually pretty easy to get a hold of anyway. He's doing you a favor. This is not the first time it happens. These people are everywhere, and if I lose my job, the same kind of things happen in another job, I am sure. These people just feel me as the victim, so it's not like if I get fired, I will just get another better job and everything will be okay. 4 years of therapy, research, watching videos, clearing my relationships, and this still happens to me. I am angry. I am so angry, sad, frustrated. I feel that it is all pointless. I am tainted. I am back to having suicidal thoughts, not very strong ones like I had before. I don't think I'm actually going to do it, but they are here. I just feel like if I am fired, I don't have the energy to go to this bullshit again and again and again. Having hope of having a normal life, a stable life, and then seeing it being destroyed like it's some kind of fucking destiny. I don't want to seem dramatic, but I just want to say what I am feeling at the moment so you can better help me. I do also have friends and my therapist for support. I just feel like I just feel like catastrophes a lot, and at these points I lose touch with reality, and you can help me get some perspective. Do you have any helpful thoughts? Thank you very much. All right, look. I'm telling you because I've seen these happen before over and over and over again. You're being targeted because they're afraid of the narc. And as scary as that is what the truth is. It's easier to get rid of the victim than the narcissist. Now, as far as you being bullied anymore in the future, you got to look for the red flags. Okay? Hospitality is going to be riddled with narcs. Okay, retail is going to be riddled with narcs. You have to, if you're getting back into these type of jobs, you got to look for the person who's been a staff person for years and years and years and never advances, never goes anywhere, never does anything. But they know everything. They are a problem. They are to be avoided. You're going to have to, as hard as it is, you're going to have to somehow be able to control your emotions. Because once you get hysterical like that, and I don't know how you're going to be able to do it, because once you get hysterical like that, they got you. It's like, oh, well, she's irrational, and then it falls all in to their narrative that they're trying to build. Okay? What I would suggest if you would find yourself in a similar situation in a boss's office, and I would say, listen, okay, you're not going to get rid of me because it's easier than confronting the actual problem. And just because people are afraid to talk about it, you know damn well what he is and what he's doing, and don't act like you don't. The boss knows. The boss knows. But I'm telling you, once you get that 30-day thing, I've never seen anybody come off it. It's their way of covering their bases because they see you as the easier target. And, I'm sorry, but usually that's how things work out. You should quit before, but, it seems like you've had some problems in other employment with this, and you're worried. If it happens, you just got to move forward and say, you know what? Another learning experience. okay, but recognize who the narcs are in the workplace, and recognize you're only being taken out because you're the weakest link, and you won't fight back. So they think. So sorry it took me so long to get to this one. Thank you again for your contribution and your story. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal and my email links in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. This is Ali Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon.